Hi, everyone. It's great to see a lot of people logging in. It's great to see some strong numbers here. We'll give it a couple minutes before we dive right in, but just wanted to say thank you to all of the Nexford students who are jumping in here on your Friday afternoon. Great. So we have a packed agenda, so I'll go ahead and get started. Next for team, if we are able to go ahead and record for anyone who might want to watch afterwards, that would be great. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and start us off. So hello, everyone. My name is Jenny. I'm on the marketing team at Thinkful. And I'm joined here by some exciting folks such as Zara, Rua, Peter, who will be able to provide a little bit more insight into the Nexford Thinkful experience. So just to give you some perspective on what we will be going through in the next half an hour, I will start with an overview of what is Thinkful, what programs are we offering, and what you would learn through these programs, both cybersecurity and data analytics. I'll then walk through a demo of what the platform actually looks like, what you might experience as a Nexford Thinkful student. I'll hand it over to Zara, and she will walk through from the Nexford side some of the logistics and program enrollment types of information. And then finally, the exciting part, you'll get to hear from two current Nexford Thinkful students, Peter and Rua, who are on the line here, and they will give some perspective on their experience. So as the Nexford team mentioned, you can go ahead and throw any questions you have into Q&A. After we hear from Peter and Rua, I will reserve the remainder of the time for questions, and we can go ahead and answer as many as we can live and follow up with any afterwards. So I will go ahead and share my screen and get started. I am not sure if we're recording, but if we can do that, that would be great to have for afterwards. Great. Cool. So here you are. Welcome to Thinkful. We will be giving you some detail on cybersecurity and data analytics. So some of you might not be as familiar with what Thinkful is, but we are an innovative online education platform backed by Chegg. We pride ourselves in bringing high growth skills and career training to motivated working adults such as all of yourselves. We have over a decade of experience supporting thousands of students across many programs to help students learn job-ready skills and to advance their careers in exciting in-demand areas. And ultimately, we're committed to giving adult learners the skills and learning support they need to grow professionally. So one of the two programs that we are offering today is Cybersecurity with Thinkful. So this cybersecurity program trains aspiring IT security professionals with high demand skills to help companies navigate cyber risks. Students enter through various paths, so anything from a retail associate to a customer service agent, or any other role that you might be holding currently today. And you would graduate with applicable skills to enter as an entry-level cybersecurity professional. So for some perspective on what you'll actually learn, it's a very comprehensive program. You'll start with engaging with the basics of networking. You'll learn how to secure applications through endpoint security. You'll manage risk using vulnerability testing. And finally, you'll evaluate, compromise, and respond to incidents. So real life skills that you would be applying to an entry-level cybersecurity role. So our next program that we're offering is Data Analytics with Thinkful. So this program trains aspiring analytics professionals in the core skills of data analysis, data visualization, and data storytelling to drive successful business outcomes. Again, students enter from a variety of backgrounds. You don't need to have prior data analytics experience, but you would leave with fundamental skills needed to enter the growing data analytics field and advance your professional growth. So you might recognize some of these tools that we actually teach through this program. You will learn Excel and SQL for data analytics. You will visualize that data using PowerPoint and Tableau. And finally, you'll take that a level further to incorporate programming into data analytics using Python. So with that, you might be wondering, okay, I'm ready to get started, but how will I learn with Thinkful? So our programs are flexible. There are no scheduled class times. They're online, but you still have access to an in-depth and hands-on environment. You have open office hours in order to troubleshoot any issues you might have. And ultimately, you'll see the learning platform on the right-hand side here that walks you through the different modules, components, and lessons that would help you get, in this case, to a cybersecurity certificate. So with that, I will go ahead and share a demo of what the cybersecurity program looks like. Great.
Your student dashboard, where you can see the program you're enrolled in, as well as your current progress. In this example, we're enrolled in the Cybersecurity Certificate program, but Thinkful offers several other programs, each of which are designed slightly differently in order to give you the optimal learning experience. Every Thinkful program is made up of 3 things: courses, modules, and lessons. You can see here that the Cybersecurity program has 4 different courses. Each course needs to be completed in order to graduate and get access to your certificate of completion. If we take a look at one of these individual courses, IT Security Professional, we can see that it has 8 modules and takes about 5.5 weeks to complete. Each course needs to be completed sequentially before we can move on to the next one. So for example, I need to finish orientation before I can move on to IT Security Professional. Let's take a closer look at one of these courses, orientation. If I click into this course, I'll be taken to my course outline. Again, you can see that it has 2 different modules, one which I've already completed, and the second which I'm still working through. Within each individual module, I can see all of the lessons associated with that module. In this case, there's 8, 2 of which I've already completed. You'll notice that each individual lesson also has an estimated time to completion. This is designed to help you manage your study schedule accordingly. Let's go one step deeper and take a look at individual lesson 2.2. This is where I can see all of the actual course curriculum, the written, visual, as well as video content, as well as the assessment for that particular lesson. The assessments can vary by program, but can range from simple knowledge checks, which are graded automatically by our system, to homework style assignments that are graded by a member of our staff, and even live assessments where you can meet one-on-one with Thinkful staff members for direct feedback. Some programs, cybersecurity included, also have something called labs, and I'll show you a quick example of what that looks like. Starting a lab assignment will actually open up a virtual environment where you can see instructions on the left, as well as an area where you can implement those instructions on the right, which is a great way to help you take your learnings and immediately apply them into action. And that is it at a glance. As you work through your program, you can use this pacing banner to quickly check your progress and to see at a glance if there are any areas where you need to catch up. If you need help at any time, there are a couple resources available to you. The first is the Help Center. Clicking into the Help Center will take you to a space where you can find answers to all of the most commonly asked questions from other students. If you can't find what you're looking for, you can also click this button at the bottom to contact our student success team directly. The next resource are Q&A sessions. These are optional live sessions with an actual expert in your field that you can join and ask questions directly. If I click into this page, I can see a schedule of all the upcoming Q&A sessions, in this case for cybersecurity, which I can register for and join at any time. And that is the program. Thank you for watching and happy learning.
Awesome. So now that you know a little bit more about what the Thinkful platform looks like, I will turn it over to Zara and she'll give some more context from the Nexford side.
Thank you, Janani. I'm really happy to be here and to talk to all of you about these programs. As many of you may know, Nexford is really committed to launching programs that are about providing real, career opportunities, and they're mapped to, job opportunities that are available globally. And we're really excited about this partnership with Thinkful because of, all of the different, jobs that are open and, in the world. Data analytics and cybersecurity are two of the most in demand right now. The World Economic Forum estimates that there's already, just this year alone, a 3.4 million employee shortage of cybersecurity analysts. That's only growing. And we're seeing the same thing with data analysts. And this is really because everyone is trying to transform their organizations worldwide into, ones that are fully cloud, run and, digitally transformed, essentially. So with this particular bootcamp, we're happy to provide skills, based education that is geared toward providing you with the skills you need to get jobs in this industry, whether it's locally or with a global company. And as part of getting the jobs and, making sure that that is part of the focus, we also provide free access to our career strategies course. And I wanted to show a little bit. I'm going to share my screen just to give you all a sense of what that learning experience is like. It is in our learning platform. So let's see here. Okay. The Career Strategies for Success course is going to provide you with a really step-by-step guide as to how to prepare your branding, your resume, your CV, your LinkedIn profile, all of the pieces you need to get a job in the industry once you're done with the boot camp. And it comes with really the ability to get advice from our career coach, and also to use a lot of the tools that HR departments are using today in order to hire. So these artificial intelligence tools that are being used to weed through, thousands of CVs that these HR professionals see. So what we want to do is to make sure that you end up at the top of that pile of, CVs, and that you are the most noticeable and seen as the most employable of all of those particular, applicants for these jobs. So we really start all the way from how you design your job search and you go about it, to how you create your personal profile, your personal brand, and really build that and develop it. All of the career material preparation, from resumes and CVs to cover letters, your LinkedIn profile, making sure that it's something that really calls attention, and then networking strategy, and also interviewing strategy with practice, and actual activities throughout the entire process. Finally, we want to make sure that when you do get a job offer, that you are the best positioned to negotiate for the best package, from this employer. So that is something that we also cover, toward the end. So we're really happy to provide this to all of the learners in this program for free. And what I think you really want to hear from is our actual learners. So I will, of course, take questions a bit later, but I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to hear from them. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Zara. Great. So we've raced through a lot of content here, but I think a lot of you will benefit from hearing from our learners, Peter and Rua. So I'll turn it over to Peter first. And Peter, if you can give an overview of what you've experienced and learned through your cybersecurity program, anything that you would want this group of, 100 plus Nexford students to know, and just anything else that you want to share about your experience so far, that would be great.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Janani. It's great to be here. My name is Peter Awolabi Adesanya. I work as the manager of digital strategy at All Seasons Zenith here in Lagos, Nigeria. So I started off with the Nexford Thinkful cybersecurity program, the bootcamp program. sometime a couple of months ago, right? And the particular interest for me was to understand the rudiments to keep data safe and to, work in the digital industry, still following best practices, right? And all through that, from the beginning of the course till now, it has been a rewarding experience for me. One of the peculiar things about the Cybersecurity Bootcamp program would be the way the courses are arranged, right? So you start off from the fundamentals about cybersecurity, from understanding network components, from understanding computers and operating systems. Then it's being built up to endpoint security, access control points, and all of that. Finally, you then get to play into understanding or how you could report or prepare an incident report. So I would say that the cybersecurity program has been formulated in such a way that somebody with little or minimal IT skills could easily understand the program because it's arranged in text, the use of text, the use of videos, and like the demo video I shared, the virtual lab, right? So the virtual lab is a way where you end up practicing everything you learned, right? So it's not just about theory, but now it's about practical, right? So, I mean, the program is, I would advise everyone that's looking to upskill themselves, because I feel that cybersecurity, especially in Nigeria and in this part of the world, has not been addressed properly. There's a huge gap, especially with the evolution of artificial intelligence, right? All of these machines are particularly gathering data from people, from their interests, from their behavior online. And if you do not understand cybersecurity, at least to the barest minimum, you could get, or you could even expose your business to intruders and fraudulent practices. So yes, I would recommend this program to everyone that practice in the digital space or just looking to practice in the digital space to enroll for this program.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. That was great. Rua, if we could get a similar type of overview of what you've learned, what you've enjoyed about Thinkful, any highlights for the students here, that would be really wonderful.
Yes, hello. Good day, everyone. My name is Rua Ramli. I am from Libya. It's great to meet you all. I started the cybersecurity program in November 2022, and the journey has been intriguing to say the least. It refreshed my memory on some technical IT knowledge and further developed my interest in the subject. I enrolled in the cybersecurity program because I am passionate about developing my current skill set and tapping into networking fundamentals, risk management, and exploring various concepts of cybersecurity. The program has benefited me through an interactive learning platform that allowed me to explore some cybersecurity concepts and tools with enough freedom to execute and make mistakes. I would recommend it because it gives a comprehensive summary of cybersecurity and is an excellent beginner program. One of the most enjoyable things about it is that the cybersecurity knowledge that you get from this, you can not only apply in corporate-wise, but also for yourself. So you can apply them in your own devices and see the effects of these things. And the one challenge I came across or experienced was learning and memorizing command lines and how to execute some of the codes, as there was many of them, and it can get confusing at times. I would say I overcame that obstacle through repetition and taking my time to absorb the information and letting it register in my head before moving forward. Balancing my schedule with my studies by optimizing my free time and dedicating this towards completing my program, thus leading towards completing and graduating from the program. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rua and Peter. Great. So we have about 10 minutes left on this webinar. I would love to open it up to Q&A. And I see that some of the questions have already started to be answered by Nexford. So thank you for that, team. I see a question about the level of this cybersecurity certificate. So I'll hand it over to Zara.
Yeah, so I think I wanted to answer this question live because I think it's a really good one, and probably a lot of you have this, but there's a question about certification, and specifically asking about the ISC to 1 million program and whether that's a good one to get. And I want to say that one of the great things about cybersecurity is that the demand right now is so high that even with no certification, it's it's not really required essentially to get a job, to get entry into this career. With that said, it's highly recommended that you do go for certifications, because that's going to help you to grow your career once you start. ISC 2 1 million is a good one to get for sure. One of the things that really attracted us to the Thinkful program is that it makes sure that you are going through and learning all the things that you would need to learn, not just for cybersecurity career, but to prepare you to be able to prepare for the CompTIA, Security Plus, and other certifications that they have there. It will require further study, as all certifications do, but the bottom line is that once you go through this course, you're going to be able to do that on your own, really quickly, and be able to, I think, get a certification. The more you have on your LinkedIn profile, the better, really, is the way I would view it. This is a very good question.
Awesome. Thank you, Zara. Another question, when is the start date for the Data Analytics Bootcamp? Zara, do you have more information on when the next start date would be for students?
Yes, April 1st, I believe, is the start date, the next start date for both boot camps, actually.
And I can take this next one on Python coding needed for cybersecurity. It is not. So this is specifically a cybersecurity networking security fundamentals program with some of the high level objectives that I shared earlier, kind of related to securing applications, the basics of networking, vulnerability testing, and so on. So Python and coding is not needed for this program, nor will it be focused on. That would be more lended to the data analytics program, which does teach Python at a basic level as it relates to data analytics. This next question looks like it's similar. Are there any programming languages we should know beforehand? And if yes, what programming languages should we learn? Great question. There are not any programming languages or prerequisites for either of these programs. As I mentioned, for data analytics, you will learn some Python as it relates to Excel. You'll learn some SQL as it relates to data analytics, but you don't need to know anything coming into the program. These programs are designed to be comprehensive and really teach you everything that you need to know from the ground up to go into a cybersecurity program field, to go into a data analytics field. We do have more advanced coursework that's currently not offered at this time, but for these programs, they are entry level, they are basic, and you will learn everything you need to know. So nothing needed ahead of time.
It looks like there are some questions around the duration that keep coming up. So maybe we can talk a little bit about that. I'm really happy we have the learners that we have on now. And then, we had some before. I think one of the benefits of the program is that you choose your pace. The typical duration is around, 6 months for the data analytics, if I remember correctly, and about 7 months for cybersecurity. However, it's up to you and sort of how you are able to organize your time and sort of go through things. You can do this at your own pace. So just like all of our Nexford, courses, really, if you can go more quickly through and you can make that time, then you can. And Rua is a very good example because she was able to complete in, I think, about 4.5 months. So, really amazingly fast, I'd say. But it's possible for sure, and that it's up to you essentially. But the average time is 6 months, 6 to 7 months. Let's put it that way.
Awesome. Thank you, Zara. So we have a question here. I would like to know the modules or topics covered in this cybersecurity course and how can we register? So at a high level, there are quite a few modules and topics, so I won't go into all of them, but you will learn networking, endpoint security, vulnerability testing, and really how to respond to incidents and, evaluate compromises in a cybersecurity sense. How we can register for this course. Zara, that might be a question for you for how students want to get started.
Yes, I believe we will probably share a link afterward to there's a page on our website where you can register and complete the form there. So it's basically through the Nexford website. So it's pretty easy. You just go through and enter your information, and then our application specialist will help you the rest of the way.
So how competitive is the certification in the job market? This is a great question, Emmanuel. So these are certificate programs, 6 to 7 months, 6 for data analytics, on average 7 for cyber, that really teach you the skills needed to become an entry-level professional in the field. There are, for example, additional certifications that you can go on and take in cybersecurity. CompTIA is a big one. There are a couple others depending on what region you're based in, depending on what type of cybersecurity you're interested in going into, because there are quite a few. So this certificate program is really more about building your knowledge from the base up, and demonstrating to employers, demonstrating to the industry that you have taken the first step to get that entry-level role in cybersecurity or data analytics. So I think it's hard to quantify necessarily, how competitive, because it's a broad suite of skills that you're learning here. But I would say an employer is not going to say you have to have a certification or a certificate. It's more, can you demonstrate that you have the capabilities to become a cybersecurity analyst or an IT analyst? And Zara, it looks like you are typing an answer for the last question we have here. So we are.
I would, but maybe I'll just answer it really quickly. But which is preferred? I'd say that it's really hard to say, which is preferred, because they are both in such high demand right now. And we really picked these two in particular to launch with because of how high demand they are. So to me, it would be, what are you most interested in? Is working in data or thinking about things like networking and how to make all of these things secure. And there are benefits to either. If you are interested in going more, I think, of the route of working in terms of making data-driven business decisions, right, for organizations and helping them do that, then a data analyst the data analyst certificate would definitely be the way to go. But the other piece then, of course, with digital transformation of so many businesses today, is that you want to make sure that you're not opening yourself up to any security risk. And so cybersecurity is also in high demand at the same time. So really the two go hand in hand in terms of what businesses need. And therefore there's so much, available. I think it's up to you as to what is more interesting to you and where you want to focus your career.
Yep, love it. Great answer, Zara. So one more question here, and then I know we're about to be at time. So I don't have any knowledge in IT apart from working on my system. What primary knowledge do I need to start? Alex, this is a great question, so thank you for asking it. You don't need any pre-existing knowledge other than basic computer communication skills. So you will need to know how to log onto your email, respond to emails in a timely manner, basically just the logistics of keeping up with the program. But you don't need to have any IT or cyber knowledge to jump in. We will teach you everything from the ground up. That's the reason that it takes on average, 7 months for some students to complete. Some students like Rua have been able to complete much quicker, but you don't need to have any IT knowledge. So we don't want anyone to feel that they need to have existing knowledge or an existing career in the field to take these programs. They're designed for beginners. They're designed for individuals who are looking to pivot roles, upskill into a new industry. So we really want to stress that these are beginner entry-level certificates that at the end of 6 to 7 months, or however long it takes you, you will have the skills to enter the field. Awesome. So I know we're 1 minute over, so I'm going to go ahead and end the webinar for us, but we're having some great testimonials from Ibrahim here saying that he has had a great experience with Thinkful and is going to take the CompTIA exam next. Really, really happy to hear that, Ibrahim. And if there are other questions, please do reach out to the Nexford team, to the Thinkful team, and we are happy to get you on the right track. But again, wanted to say thank you to the panelists, Zara, Rua, Peter, as well as the Nexford team for supporting and answering questions. And everyone, look forward to having you join potentially the cybersecurity or data analytics programs in the future. So thank you all, and please reach out with any questions before we get started.
Thank you.